Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्योत्तर सत श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्योत्तर सत श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की जय। श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। वृंदावन मथुरा मायापुर नवदीप धाम की जय। गंगा माई यमुना माई की जय। तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। We are reading from Canto 7, Chapter 7, Text 40. एवं ही लोका कृतुभिः कृता अमी शैष्णवः शतिशया न निर्मला तस्मात् अदृष्टा श्रुता दूषणं परम भक्त्या उत्कयेशं भजतात्मा लब्धये। एवं हि लोका कृतुभिः कृतामि शैष्णवाशातिशया न निर्मला तस्माददृष्टा श्रुतदूषणं परम् भक्त्योक्ता येषं भजतात्मा लब्धये। एवं हि लोका कृतुभिः कृतामि शैष्णवाशातिशया न निर्मला तस्मात् अदृष्टा श्रुतदूषणं परम् भक्त्योक्ता येषं भजतात्मा लब्धये। एवं हि लोका कृतुभिः कृतामि शैष्णवाशातिशया न निर्मला तस्मात् अदृष्टा श्रुतदूषणं परम् भक्त्या उक्त येषं भजतात्मा लब्धये।
एवं हि लोका कृतुभिः कृतामि
लोका कृतुभिः
शैष्णवक्षातिशयान निर्मलाः तस्माददृष्टा श्रुतदूषणं परम्
तस्माददृष्टा
भक्त्योक्तयेषं भजतात्मा लब्धये।
एवं हि लोका कृतुभिः कृतामि शैष्णवसातिशया न निर्मलाः तस्माददृष्टा श्रुतदूषणं परम् भक्त्योक्तयेषां भजतात्मा लब्धये।
माताजी
एवं हि लोका कृतुभिः कृतामि श्रेणीवसातिशयाना न निर्मलाः तस्माद्दृष्टा श्रुतदुषणं परम् भक्त्योक्त्ययेषं भजतात्मलब्धये।
Evam, similarly, as earthly wealth and possessions are impermanent, he, indeed, Loka, higher planetary systems like heaven, the moon and the sun and Brahmaloka, Kritubhi, by performing great sacrifices, Kritaha, achieved, Ami, all those, Shaishnavaha, perishable, impermanent, Satishayaha, although more comfortable and pleasing, Na not, Nirmalaha, pure, free from disturbances, Tasmat, therefore, Adrishta Shruta, never seen or heard, Dushanam, whose fault, Param, the Supreme, Bhaktya, with great devotional love, Uktaya, as described in the Vedic literature, not mixed with Jnana or Karma, Isham, the Supreme Lord, Bhajata, worship, Atma Labdhaye, for self-realization. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charan Arvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. It is learned from Vedic literature that by performing great sacrifices, one may elevate himself to the heavenly planets. However, although life on the heavenly planets is hundreds and thousands of times more comfortable than life on earth, the heavenly planets are not pure, nirmalam, or free from the taint of material existence. The heavenly planets are also temporary, and therefore they are not the goal of life. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, however, has never been seen or heard to possess inebriety. Consequently, for your own benefit and self-realization, you must worship the Lord with great devotion as described in the revealed scriptures. Purport. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Shine Punne Mritya Loka Vishanti. Even if one is promoted to the higher planetary systems by performing great sacrifices, which are accompanied by the sinful act of sacrificing animals, the standard of happiness in Swargloka is also not free of disturbances. There is a similar struggle for existence even for the king of heaven, Indra. Thus, there is no practical benefit in promoting oneself to the heavenly planets. Indeed, from the heavenly planets, one must return to this earth after one has exhausted the results of his pious activities. In the Vedas, it is said, Tad yatheha karma jito loka shiyate evamutra punya jito loka shiyata. As the material positions we acquire hereby, hard work are vanquished in due course of time. One's residence in the heavenly planets is also eventually vanquished. According to one's activities of piety in different degrees, one obtains different standards of life, but none of them are permanent. Therefore, they are all impure. Consequently, one should not endeavor to be promoted to the higher planetary systems, only to return to this earth or descend still lower to the hellish planets. To stop this cycle of going up and coming down, one must take to Krishna consciousness. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore said, Brahmanda Brahmite Kauna Bhagyavana Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Paye Bhakti Lata Bija. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 19:151. The living entity is rotating in the cycle of birth and death, going sometimes to the higher planets and sometimes to the lower planets. But that is not the solution to the problems of life. But if by the grace of Krishna one is fortunate enough to meet a guru, a representative of Krishna, one gets the clue to returning home back to Godhead, having achieved self-realization. This is what is actually desirable. Bhajatatma labdhaye, one must take to Krishna consciousness for self-realization. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurau Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brinda Vaneshwari Vrishbhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhayevicha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from this wonderful chapter where Prahlad Maharaj is telling his classmate what he learnt in the womb. So I want to serve this in the mood so that it can purify all of our hearts and seek your blessings so that we can understand it in the right mood. So in this chapter, Prahlad Maharaj is telling his classmates, "O sons of the demons," he's addressing them like that, and he's telling what Narad Muni has told him when he was in the womb, and he acquired all this knowledge when Kayadu was living in the ashram of Narad Muni. So it is so amazing how Kayadu was also listening to this knowledge, and Prahlad Maharaj was in the womb, but he was so attentive that he became such a great devotee of the Lord. So in this particular section, Prahlad Maharaj is telling the classmates that it is learned from Vedic literature that by performing great sacrifice, one may elevate himself to the heavenly planets. So basically, Srila Prabhupada also mentions in the purport about the knowledge that is given in the Vedas, by which we can be promoted to the higher planetary systems only to return to this earth. So all these different systems of studying the Vedas, they are still material, because when Vyasadeva wrote all these Vedas and everything, he was not feeling happy. And therefore, he was praying to his Guru Maharaj, and Narad Muni appeared. And he said that you have not expressed pure devotional service in any of your writings. So therefore you should go and write, something which talks about unalloyed devotional service to the Supreme Lord. And that's when he started writing Srimad Bhagavatam. And also, it is expressed in the teachings of Lord Chaitanya that when the sound vibration of Krishna's flute is expressed through the, mouth of Brahma, it becomes Gayatri. And when Krishna plays his flute, the vibration enters the ear of Brahma. And all these Vedas, all this knowledge is revealed to him. So, I'd like to hear the flute from Triveda Prabhu, how the flute makes the sound and inundates the heart of Lord Brahma.
Okay. I don't know if I know that tune, but I'll try. Hey, sit close. That angle.
Very nice.
Very bold, very nice.
So the sound vibration of flute actually, provided all the knowledge to Lord Brahma. The flute is so powerful. Krishna's flute is so amazing. And reference to the three Vedas is also there in Bhagavad Gita in chapter 9, text 20, where Krishna is asking Arjuna to rise above these three modes of material nature, Traya Gunya Vishaya Veda, because the Vedas mostly deal with the three modes of material nature, passion, ignorance, and goodness. So Krishna says to Arjuna, "O Arjuna, become transcendental to these three modes and be free from all dualities and all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self." So there are so many great scholars. Prabhupada writes in the purport that there are so many great scholars of the Vedas who do not know the ultimate purport of studying them. Therefore, Krishna herein declares himself to be the ultimate goal for the Trivedis. Trivedis are the people who are learned in the three Veda systems. And Krishna is asking Arjuna to rise above this and understand what is the goal of life, because Vedas are mostly dealing with sacrifices and getting liberated from the problems of this world. And therefore, in Srila Prabhupada actually coined his pranam mantra himself, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasha. What does Nirvishesha Shunyavadi mean? Right? So Vishesh means something special. Nirvishesha, there is no variety. So those who think there is no variety in the spiritual world, everything is same, everyone is God, and everything is, very boring and mundane, and so many problems are there, and therefore let's give up everything and merge, Shunyavadi, and merge into the darkness and get rid of all these problems. So Nirvishesha Shunyavadi. So Srila Prabhupada came to establish the pure devotional service based on the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. When 102 years back, he got this instruction from his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, to preach the message of Lord Chaitanya in the Western world and all over the world. And similar instruction, Vyasadeva got from Narad Muni to write about the pure devotional service of the Lord. And then Srimad Bhagavatam came, Dharma Projita Kaita Batra. So it talks about the pure devotional which is unmotivated and uninterrupted by any of these impurities for personal aggrandizement or personal gratification or elevation to heavenly planets. So it is beyond that knowledge. And then in the purport also, Srila Prabhupada has mentioned that he who has not attained perfection of knowledge, as indicated in Vedanta Sutra, Janmad Asya Yatha, he who fails to understand Krishna, the cause of all causes, becomes baffled about achieving the ultimate goal of life, and is thus subjected to the routine of being promoted to the higher planets and then again coming down, as if situated on a Ferris wheel. All of us have seen a Ferris wheel, it's go round and round, Belmont Park. Yeah, they have a Ferris wheel here. So what does a Ferris wheel do? You ride on a Ferris wheel, it takes you up circles, and then you come out of it. So similarly, in the purport, it is explained that even if you do some pious activities, even if you are in the mode of goodness, which is the, three modes of material nature, highest platform, still you have to, go to the heavenly planets and come back once your pious activities are finished. Again, you have to come back to earth and then, take birth again. So it doesn't really solve the problem. It's just like a temporary cure. It's not the permanent solution. So this example of Ferris wheel is really good. And then also it is mentioned that the Vedanta Sutra talks about Janmadyasyata. It is explaining about the potency of Sri Kṛṣṇa, Janmadyasyata. So this is in the first text of Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadasya Yatha Anvayad Itiritas Chartheshva Abhigya Swarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye Muyyanti Yat Suraya Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Dhamna Swena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. So this is the first text of Srimad Bhagavatam, which Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he spoke on this for so many days, over a month. And everybody was waiting, when will the Ras Leela come? We want to hear that. But he said, wait, first you have to understand who is Krishna, what's the position of Krishna, what is the opulence of Krishna. Only then you can go to the 10th canto. And, even in between all these cantos, Srila Prabhupada many times mentioned, unless you have read till canto 10, you are not, eligible to jump to that canto 10 directly. So yeah, that is the sequence how to understand Srimad Bhagavatam. So in this text which I just chanted, I'll read the translation. It's very nice. It talks about understanding Krishna, that he is the cause of all causes. So it says, O my Lord Krishna, Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. I meditate upon Lord Sri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of creation, sustenance and destruction of the manifested universe. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent. He is Swarat, independent. And there is no other cause beyond him. Sarva Karana Karanam. It is he who only first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaya. The original living being. And then obviously Brahmaji gives it to Narad Muni. Right? By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representation of water seen in fire. Has anyone seen water in fire? When there is fire, you see this kind of illusion. It looks like it's like watery, right? On top of the flame. So Krishna places sages and demigods into illusion as water seen in fire or land seen on fire. So all of us have seen mirage, right? While driving, we see mirage. We see water is there on land. Only because of him do the material universes temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. So one must first understand the opulences of Krishna to get beyond these three modes of material nature, get beyond the promises that are made in the flowery language of the Vedas that promise so much of, good birth, good life, and so many different things. And Kunti Maharani also says that there are few things which are actually hindrance to our devotional life. And what are those? Janma Aishwarya Shruti Shribhir. High birth, beauty, knowledge, and opulences. All these are basically distractions. So, in today's world, PhD is considered to be very high qualification, the highest qualification in the academic world. But even now, even PhDs don't get a job easily. It is in this economy and market sometimes. So there was a person, I was telling the other day also, there was a person who completed his PhD and he didn't got a job, so he started digging posts on the road. He started digging holes and put posts there. So then we asked him, what are you doing? He said, I am putting these posts, so I'm doing PhD. He said, what is that? He said, post hole digging. It is PhD. So, and then Prabhupada is a Paramhamsa, and we are the Das of Srila Prabhupada, so we are also PhDs. Paramhamsa Das, PhD. So yes, we have seen that how Vyasadeva started writing the scriptures, and Sukdev Goswami, spoke the entire Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj at the banks of Mother Ganga, and Parikshit Maharaj was asking this question, that what is the duty of a person who is about to die? What is the highest goal of life? Because he was about to die in 7 days. So this question he's asking for all of us, because we also don't know when we will die, how much time do we have. And similarly, 500 years back, Advaita Acharya was also praying to the Lord to descend. So Advaita Acharya, basically he was reading from the Gautamiya Tantra that if someone offers Mother Ganga and Tulsi to Krishna in form of Shaligram Shila, then all his desires will be fulfilled. So he was fasting and he was offering Ganga water and manjari, soft manjari with tears of compassion for all the living beings, and calling out for Krishna. And along with Advaita Acharya, there was Srivas, who was also crying, and Haridas Thakur. He was also praying in Kulyagram in his cave for all the people of Kali Yuga. And after his prayers in Yogapith in Mayapur, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared under the neem tree. So, and who is Advaita Acharya? Advaita Acharya is Sadashiva and Mahavishnu. And Lord Shiva, he cares so much for all the living entities that in the 8th canto, when there was this Samudra Manthan, where was the churning of the milk ocean, first what came out of the milk ocean? Poison. It's called halahal. It's such a strong poison that it could actually exterminate the entire universe. It was so powerful. It was so strong. These days we are talking about climate change and nuclear weapons, nuclear wars. That is nothing compared to it. So, and Lord Shiva went to Mother Parvati, and Parvati said, my dear Lord, it is so, powerful and so strong. And Bhavani, and he spoke to Bhavani that people are suffering due to poison. So, I must drink this. And Parvati also blessed, gave her blessings. And Lord Shiva took this massive quantity of poison and condensed into a handful of poison, and then just to fit his palm. And then he drank it, and that made a blue line on his neck. And it's like a beautiful ornament on his neck. So service that gives the most pain, and removing miseries of others gives the most pleasure to Krishna. So Advaita Acharya is also seeing the poison of Maya all over the world, and therefore he is praying to Lord Chaitanya to appear and give that cooling effect. Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhu Jivanam. Give that cooling effect of the holy names of Krishna to the entire world. By chanting the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So when we talk about Vastu Shastra, astrology, all these are part of the Vedic knowledge. Yes, they are helpful if they are utilized in the service of Krishna. So one time an astrologer came to Lord Chaitanya's home, And Nimai asked, Lord Chaitanya was small, he was Nimai that time. So he asked, who was I in the previous birth? Because by astrological calculation, you can actually know your previous births. Said, who was I? So the astrologer, according to the Chaitanya Charitamrita, began to calculate. And calculation is not enough in astrology. You have to also have that intuition. You have to have that purity to actually, get that conclusive results. And he was meditating, and something wonderful happened. In his meditation, he saw a very effulgent form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And astrologer said, Nimai, you are Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam Uttamam. You are the cause of all causes, Sarva Karana Karanam. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Lord Chaitanya said, my dear sir, your calculation is not correct. He said, in my previous life, I was a cowherd boy. And I served the cows and the calves so nicely that, I got birth in a Brahmin family in this life. So, and as we know, when Krishna appeared as a cowherd, he would play the flute and he'll call all the cows, and all the cows will hear that Krishna is individually calling them by their names. O Surbhi, and all the different names of the cows. That are the Yamuna, Ganga, Surbhi, so many cows had so many different names, millions of cows are there. So how he will play the flute and call the cows? Maybe Dravida Prabhu can show us.
Do I have to manifest my other two wands so that I can hear the cows? That's it.
Hare Krishna.
Exactly what it was.
So Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita says that he is pleased by devotion. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Yo me bhaktya prayashyati. Bhakti is being taught. But the Vedas are basically a stepping stone, guiding stones to that level. They actually do not tell pure devotional service. So similar pastime comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, where there was a brahmachari called Shuklambar Brahmachari, and he lived close by, he lived near Ganga, and he went to house to beg, and he would get some rice, like raw rice. It was not even like washed or anything, and he kept in a bag, broken pieces of rice. But he was actually tasting the sweetness of the holy name. And he was very happy just relishing the holy name, and he's teaching us, he's an example, he's teaching us to relish the holy name. So Mahaprabhu called Shuklambar, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thrust his hand into his bag, took the rice and ate it. And Shuklambar Brahmachari thought at least he should wash the rice, it's not even offered, it's dirty. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started eating it and was extolling the glories of the rice because it came from the bag of the pure devotee of the Lord. So, unalloyed devotee. And in deity worship, we focus so much on cleanliness, and Krishna says if one offers with love and devotion, he will accept it. But the Lord, because of love and devotion, he took this rice and stole the rice from his bag. And similarly, we see when Sudama was there, he also got some chipped rice, and Krishna took that chipped rice without his permission and started eating it when Rukmini stopped him not to, eat, because he would giving away everything to him then. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains in the Chaitanya Charitamrita from the Brihad Naradiya Purana that Harir Nam eva kevalam. Kalau nasti eva gatiranyatha. That to inculcate, this pure love of Krishna, and to get rid of all the problems of this Kali Yuga, you should chant the holy name. Harir Nam Harir. That is the only way to develop that love. And Kali Kale Nam Rupe Krishna Avatar. Krishna has come in the form of his holy name. Kali Kale in Kali Yuga. Nam Rupe Krishna Avatar. And there are so many different pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu which are beyond this, Vedas that deal with 3 modes of material nature, which are focused on pure devotional service. Do we have time on that problem?
We don't have much time because we should try to end it before 4:15.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just quickly share this last pastime where in Srivas Angam, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was revealing himself, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead for 21 hours. And it was a closed affair, like nobody could enter, only the people who are very pure in devotional service, non-envious, they can enter. And there was this associate of Lord Chaitanya, Mukunda Dutt. He was not allowed to enter. And all the devotees who saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were actually worried because of him. Imagine you go through so much ecstasy and spiritual upliftment by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the mercy you are getting, and still you are thinking of somebody who did not get it. So this is like devotee care, where one devotee is thinking about what other devotee is not getting, and not just what I am getting. So they were praying to Lord Chaitanya to call him, inside and give him the mercy. And they cared about him. So there was a deep, selfless, loving relationship that was there within the Vaishnavas. And the reason Mahaprabhu did not get him in was because when he was with devotees, he was like with devotees. But when he was with Mayavadis, he was talking like that, Mayavadi philosophy. But this happened like few years back. So then Mukunda asked, okay, when will I see the Lord? And all the devotees went to the Lord, and then Lord said, he will see me after 10 million births. And he was so happy. He started dancing that, I will see the Lord after 10 million births. So this incident tells us the value of Krishna consciousness, that if we have to surrender and give our life for 10 million births, then this is a very small cost for that sacrifice. Even 10 million births is nothing as compared to what Krishna consciousness has to offer to us. So we should be so grateful for that. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw him happy, that he is happy even after 10 million births, he will be able to see me. He said that, okay, Mukunda, come now. He immediately called him. But he was absorbed in this trance. Mukunda didn't know what's happening. He was absorbed and he was dancing and he was not seeing anything and he couldn't hear. And the devotees told that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is calling you. So they picked him up and placed him in front of Lord Chaitanya. And Lord Chaitanya was smiling and looking at him. And there was so much reciprocation relationship among the devotees. So let us offer our sincerest gratitude to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who has presented to us this knowledge beyond the knowledge of the Vedas, by whose compassion we are getting the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so that we can remain focused on the highest principle of being the servant of the servant and living in a spirit beyond selfishness, immortality, dishonesty. And honesty means that everything belongs to you, Krishna. I am yours. So, and then also praying that please give me the taste for your holy name, so that it can awaken the deep loving desire, to serve you, love you, and please you as the servant of servant. So let it be our prayer. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So anyone has any comments or? Yes.
Last thing you mentioned about we can pray for the taste for the holy name. So tomorrow, are you going to be able to go up for Laguna?
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the, I looked at the little poster they had, for, and one of the singers, one of the main featured kirtaniyas is our old friend Madhuri Pura, whose name was given to him by Vaisheshika Babu, his spiritual master, because of his taste for the holy name. Because that's a little excerpt from a verse, the last verse of the Namashtaka by Rupa Goswami, in which that phrase appears. Yeah. And it's a prayer for a taste for the holy name. Narada vino jivana sudorminir yasa madhuri pura tvam Krishna nama kamam spodame vasane vasena sada. So he's saying Narada vino jivana, that this holy name is the inspiration for the Vina of Narada Muni. That's the first statement. Navravino Jivana Sudhormi means it's like a river with waves of nectar, made of waves of nectar, very thick. Navravino Jivana Sudhormi Niryasa, like the thickly flowing nectar in waves. And it's a Marudi Pura, it's a flood of sweetness, you know. Tvam Krishna Nama Kamam. If you please, oh Krishna, if you like, Svam Krishna Nama Kamam. Spudame rasane rasena sada. Let my tongue always taste the great sweetness of this holy name and never forget. It's a very nice prayer. And I had it's one of these ashtakas, just like the Shikshashtaka,
Yes.
and that was maybe gathered by other devotees of separate places that Rupa Goswami wrote about the holy name. And you can always tell that because there's no ninth verse. The ninth verse is the Palashruti. So there's no Palashruti to this one. But each verse is special, very, very nice.
Very nice. Madhura.
If anyone wants, just write to me. I'll send you the whole Stavamala, of which this is the last.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for class, Gaura.
Thank you. Sure.
You know, when you mentioned Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he would speak on this first canto for like so many days, you know.
First verse.
First verse, sorry.
Yeah.
And, you know, everyone was, you know, very eager to hear the 10th canto, you know, the Ras Leela. And we know someone here,
How is it?
he was trying to read the 10th canto, but he was never given the opportunity.
Why? How?
This is Bhakti Chat. Maybe he can explain his pastime.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, thank you for the nice lecture. Well, I was reading it on the Srimad Bhagavatam online, and at the time I didn't know there was a Veda base. And so what I found was everything up to basically when Srila Prabhupada stopped doing the purports in the 10th canto. So I was never able to read the whole thing, just a small portion. Well, I don't know, wherever I got it from, it only went up to where he, yeah.
Oh, I see.
So, yes. Anyway.
Did you start in the 10th canto, but just only had the first, 13 chapters?
13th chapter. Brahma
Yeah, it's
Vimohan.
just, several chapters in. So I thought maybe it was Krishna telling me I needed to read the Krishna book first and then go back to the 10th canto. Anyway. Yes. Yes. Haribol.
Haribol. Thank you. Yes, Mataji.
So, in Srila Prabhupada's purport, it says, even if one is promoted to the higher planetary systems by performing great sacrifices, which are accompanied by the sinful act of sacrificing animals, the standard of happiness in Svargaloka is not free of disturbances. So I'm just wondering, it seems like throughout all religions, sacrificing animals is kind of a thing. And I'm just wondering how that came to be. Like, was Krishna ever really pleased by this act?
I don't think he will be pleased by sacrificing his own children.
Right. It just, like, it seems like something that humans have done, and made it an excuse that this is going to please God.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that was.
But then it says that they would go to a higher planetary place.
Yeah, they would go to Svargaloka, which is also not free from disturbances. So yes, in some portions of Vedas, it is there, animal sacrifice, that if you sacrifice, and then also when you sacrifice them, you basically accept the suffering also, whoever is sacrificing, that you have to probably become an animal if you kill that animal. So is probably you're saying something? Yeah.
There's there's two things going on with this animal sacrifice, because this is a rare instance where he says that even the sacrificing animals, according to the Vedas, with the motive of going to the higher planets, there's sinful activities involved. But I'm thinking of the conversation of Lord Chaitanya and the Kazi, you know, where I think it was the Kazi raises the fact that, well, you're also killing cows, you know, in the Vedas they're killing, because he was accusing him, what are you, killing your mother? You know, you remember that?
Yes, yes.
Because there's no sacrifice, you just, you know, slaughterhouse is a different thing. And then I think it's there, Lord Chaitanya brings it up, and Prabhupada also mentions, well, it's not actually killing, because you're actually giving the cow a new birth. You take an old cow, and you perform the sacrifice, and they get a new birth, and I think it's a higher birth. But anyway, and it's also this thing of testing the efficacy of the mantras, of the Vedic mantras. That's also part of it. So it's not the same thing as just, you know, killing cows to eat meat. I mean, that's super sinful, and that takes you to hell. There's no question about it. But even you know, the point is that the motive of the whole thing is not bhakti. The motive is to go up to Indraloka, enjoy. But it's done in such a way that the cow ultimately gets a higher birth and is benefited, old cow, you know, gets, so there's a certain, you know, difference there. And it's not a fact that just sacrificing the cow, there's all of these rituals, and the mantras have to be chanted just right, and probably, you know, all kinds of things, prerequisites. But that whole thing of testing the efficacy of the mantras, I mean, that's like far out. And the cow gets a new body, so it's benefited, you know. So it's not a straightforward thing because I understand completely what you think. Well, how is this? Because this causes so much pain to the cow, or the animal, whatever. The horse sacrifice, Ashvamedha sacrifices, you know. Indra wanted to perform the 100 sacrifices. Was it Indra? Or Indra performed them?
Indra Prithu.
Prithu wanted to perform them,
Yeah.
but so Indra came and stole the 100th horse, you know, that whole thing. So there's a lot of this going on, and it is kind of puzzling. You know, how can this be even beneficial in any way? Isn't it just a great sin and you suffer, you know? But it's integrated into the Karma Kanda section of the Vedas. There's nothing like that in Krishna consciousness at all,
Yeah.
you know? So pure bhakti is not available through that at all. It's a material, it's part of the whole material arrangement for getting better birth, going to heaven, which is temporary ultimately, and so it's self-defeating. But there is this whole aspect to it of it's not sinful. I can get the passage for you in Adi Lila, where Lord Chaitanya is talking to the Kazi, okay. And that probably it makes clear in the purport that it's not it's qualitatively different, you know, radically different from just eating meat and killing the cows. Right.
Thank you, Prabhu. Does that answer your question? No?
I mean, yeah, yes, and I could ask more questions, but we're out of time. So, but thank you very much.
Yeah.
What's that verse in the CC where it says that in Kali Yuga you can't do animal sacrifice and except sannyas and there's something else? Do you remember that one?
What's forbidden?
What's forbidden to do?
I don't know the Bengali, but sannyas, impregnating your brother's wife, your wife's brother.
Prabhu, can you mute the microphone?
Oh, I'm sorry. There's several things that are forbidden. One is which is sannyas, but Lord Chaitanya took sannyas, so there goes that one, and that's come down. But then there's of course cow eating. You know, meat eating is also one of them. But then there's the other one. If your brother is impotent, then there's a thing of, you know, with his agreement, you can impregnate his wife, and it's, you know, it's okay. But even that is because that's forbidden in this age also. I think that was also part of it. So that's one, and I don't know the Sanskrit, I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. So like Davida Prabhu mentioned, tomorrow is Maha Gaur Purnima festival starting at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the Laguna Beach Temple. So So if anyone wants to join, they can join.